There is a saying that life begins at 40. Mhm. In this video, I have a special guest who will be sharing with us his life experiences and his honest advice to youth below age 40. So we can learn before we get to age 40. In this video, expect honest advice around marriage, career, investment, and lots more. If this is the kind of video you are looking for, please watch this video to the end. Before I continue, I would like to specially welcome my first time viewers on this channel. Yay! You are especially welcome to Moments with Tessie. My name is Tessie, and on my channel, I talk about faith, life issues, business, and education. If any of these niches interest you, please click on the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you are always notified of my videos when I make uploads on this channel. And please, if you click this video because of the title, please watch this video to the end because this video contains pure life lessons. Keep watching. He is here with me. You're welcome, Daddy.
Thank you, ma.
Yes, so
Good afternoon.
we're pleased to have you on this channel today.
Yeah.
So before we continue, we'd like to know you. You tell us your name and any details you want to share with us.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome, sir.
I am Mr. Nwachukwu Chukwuemeka Evans.
Okay.
Happily married
Mhm.
with 4 children, 3 boys and a girl.
Wow.
And by profession, I'm an estate surveyor and valuer.
Mhm.
I think that's all you need to know for now.
Thank you
As
so
we
much.
proceed with the logo.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So you heard from him. So please keep watching this video so you learn from his personal experiences. All right. So Daddy, based on today's discussion, we want to learn from your personal life experiences. And by the grace of God, you celebrated your 60th birthday, I think last year.
How did you know?
Also in the church. Yes, sir,
Thank
in
you.
the church. Congratulations
Yes,
to you,
thank
sir.
you,
So you can
thank
see
you.
how strong he's looking,
Thank you.
and he's still looking young.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Congratulations
I'm
to you,
blushing.
sir.
Thank you.
So, based on that, I thought you could share with us your experiences, either personal experiences or from the experiences of other people whom you have watched their lives. As someone who is still growing, let's say from age 0 to 40, what are some of the things you think we should put in place before we get to that age so we'll be successful in life?
Well, life is not as if there is a roadmap. And we do the ones we can do as human beings.
Yes.
But ultimately, whatever we do is in the hands of the Almighty God.
Yes.
First and foremost, we need to realize that God is our creator. And if He's our creator, He has already mapped out our life.
Yeah.
And because He has mapped out our life, it's just like a remote of a television.
Yes.
If you lose strength, if the remote cannot control the television will not work.
Yes.
So as a kid growing up, you need to realize this, and the earlier we run to our Maker, the better for us. While growing up, yes, we were attending church then, though some of the time we didn't even understand what we were doing, but those things had an impact in our lives.
Yes.
Make sure you follow your parents to church, and even after service in those days, we'll go to Sunday school.
Yes.
During those days, it's not like now where you have Sunday school during the Sunday service.
Okay.
This time you go for Sunday service. After Sunday service, you come back in the afternoon or towards evening, at times by 4, 5 for Sunday school.
Okay.
And most of the time when you are in the Sunday school, I attended a missionary school,
Okay.
primary school then. You will see other children playing football outside Sunday evening because the pitch is around the place. At times, as a child growing up, at times I begin to wonder whether I'm suffering myself. Others are busy playing, and I'm in the school listening to what the Sunday school teacher is saying.
I understand that experience.
But by looking back, I realized I wasn't suffering myself. I was actually gaining. Those things helped me as I grew up in life. There were certain things that were imbibed in us. I don't know how many of us that can remember this book. I don't know, depending on the age. There's a book we had in those days that they would draw the heart of man.
Okay.
One side will be black with serpent and devil, depicting devil and bad things. The other side will be good, looking fine. That is, they say this is the heart of a man. This side is where those who are born again, who are children of God, are. The other side, and because that side is black, we wouldn't want to be that side. So that was how we grew up in those days. And those things that were imbibed in us made us to had respect for our parents, we had respect for authority, and we were obedient. Though as a kid growing up, there are times we played truancy too. But even I playing those truancy, once you realize where you're coming from, you put yourself into check. So upbringing is important. Background is important.
Okay.
For my career path, my father didn't go to secondary school. He was standard 6.
Yes.
But in those days, there were some jobs that people would do for him. There was a man that did a job for him, which they called valuation.
Okay.
And the man by name Eze brought the report to him. The man valued his property then. And I was fascinated. How did this man know the value of this property? How did he know the value of this property?
I've asked myself that question too. Even at this stage of my life, I don't know how it is done.
Let me not jump because somebody asked me that same question on Monday this week. I want to submit an evaluation report somewhere, but let me just finish this one. And then I read the report. I like reading. I was like, how did this man get this value? So based on that, I began to ask questions. In fact, I think I even asked the man, what would it take me to be like you?
Wow.
To be able to, because for me, it was something that was just as you are telling me now that even till now you ask how do people get value. For me, it was something that I began to, how did he get it?
Was fascinating.
It was fascinating. I was intriguing. How did he get the value? So I went to him all the days. I said that, what will it take me to be like you? He told me I have to study estate management. That was my first contact. That was my first interest. So I decided I would study estate management. But when I wanted to put JAMB,
as it happens,
I put architecture. That was my first.
Okay.
To study architecture at UniJOS.
Yes.
Didn't work out. And then I came back to my first love, which is estate management. And that's how I ended up studying estate management. That was what actually informed my career path when it comes to that.
Oh, wow.
Then when we got into the university, we began to observe that during the holidays, in those days, we will work. We will do what we call IT, industrial attachment.
Yes, sir.
And it was fun. And because ITF were paying them, they were paying us 120 naira.
And that was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money. And most of the time, because of where I schooled, we have other private estate surveyors in town who go to their firm to work. And some of them come to our school to teach us practicals. So most of the time, you discover that they equally pay us when we work with them. So, and they pay us every month. ITF will not pay you until you finish the 3 months.
3 months, yes.
They pay you in bulk.
Yes.
So when we come back to school, we are like multi-millionaires. We don't know what to do with money. So we're laughing at other people.
Yes.
Because as students, we had money to throw around.
Yes.
So that was part of it that took my career. That was why I chose my career. And then,
so you notice that the career itself is lucrative.
It's lucrative.
The remuneration is fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Even though you had passion for the career.
For the career. It wasn't the money that attracted me.
Yes.
It was that a human being could give a value.
Yes.
Of a building that wasn't part of when it was being built. And all. It was now when I went to the career and I began to understand that value is different from cost.
Cost.
Cost is not value.
Mm.
Completely. Cost is not value.
Yes.
Cost is not value. So that was how I studied estate management and then graduated. And after that, did my national service. Shortly after my national service, I left Nigeria.
Okay.
I didn't stay behind.
Okay.
I traveled outside the country. Even though I applied for some jobs. By the time I applied for some jobs, I applied to have my master's degree also. By the time I got there, both came out.
Wow.
But I was already outside
the country.
I couldn't do any of them. So when I eventually came back, I went back and did my master's.
Yeah.
Though I did an executive program, MBA executive program then, because I was already in business. So I couldn't, as though I could close business and do that. I was already in business, so I did executive program, MBA, and then another thing I observed while I was there outside was that no matter the amount of money you are paid, if you are not into business, it will be difficult for you to grow rich.
Wow. Wow.
That's my own personal experience. I don't know what another person said, but no matter the amount of money you are paid, if you are not into business, it will be difficult to accumulate wealth.
Wow. So it means that if people can go outside the country as young adults, they can go abroad and still have a business of their own in that country.
Yes, you can have
Is it possible?
It's possible. You can equally have it in Nigeria also.
Okay.
While I was abroad, I had business in Nigeria also.
Okay.
And when I was abroad, I had a bakery in Nigeria.
Wow.
That was run by 3 people.
Wow.
Myself, my uncle, and his friend, who happened to be the manager of that bakery. That bakery wasn't even in Lagos, it was in Niger State.
Wow.
It was in Suleja.
Suleja. Oh,
City Cook. The name is City Cook. I still remember the name today.
Wow.
That bakery was in Suleja. Or in City Cook. The name was City Cook.
Wow.
Then while they were bringing cars, we were dealing on cars, but that bakery was still there.
Yes.
And so I had business in Nigeria while I was abroad.
Wow.
And that business actually helped me so much. So much.
And then the value of Naira and the currency there was almost at the same level. So any amount you made here could also transcend to something good there.
Reasonable. Another thing that there were not the income, the resources from this, the return from this business was not being sent to me there.
Okay.
The way it helped me was that it was used to solve challenges or problems I have in Nigeria. Within Nigeria.
Okay. So instead of sending money over there,
or asking me to send money.
No.
You
already had.
I already whatever is my due.
That was
whatever is my due there. Like when I traveled, I had siblings. I had my younger ones. I had 4 of them who were plus minus secondary school then.
Okay.
And even though my father was still strong, I told him, you produce a graduate. I will train those 4 people as graduates.
Wow.
Don't bother yourself again. So I trained 4 of them in the university from that bakery.
Wow.
So whatever is my due, whatever they need in school, they'll go there and collect. And they send the bill to me. Whatever they need. My 2 brothers, my 2 sisters, I trained all of them from that bakery.
Wow.
And they are graduates today.
That's awesome.
All of them.
Wow. That's awesome.
Now, when I eventually came back to Nigeria, I went to go, as I told you, I went to go do my master's, and then nobody will employ me. Definitely. So I have to go back to business.
Yes.
Though I eventually got a job then, a job as an estate manager.
Okay.
But then the job was like, so it was to kind of put me back, put me through what is happening, what's in the profession.
So you get the current experience.
Exactly. So I was working with an estate firm at Lagos Island.
Okay.
And then they were paying me how much then? 15,000 a month.
That was also good.
Good. And then, but I had my business also.
Yes.
But didn't stop my business. I don't go to work every day. No. We agreed. I visit the office. I come to the office 3 times a week.
Wow.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The other days, I used to go to my business. But if there is any pressing need, like if there is a job at hand,
yes,
I will come. Like there was a time we had to do valuation of Calabar Airport, Owerri Airport, Port Harcourt
Yes.
Airport,
Yes.
and I was supposed to be in charge. I came, I
Yes.
traveled, I left my business, I traveled to go, and that was when my first son was given birth.
Wow.
I went to go and do the job, for my boss or my
Yes.
partner.
Yes.
So I grew in that business to become a partner.
Yeah.
I'm not a partner till today.
Mm.
Yes. I was doing that one and doing my business, and then after a while, I told him I want to open my own office,
Okay.
and he was like, "Are you sure?" I said yes, but it doesn't stop the partnership.
Yes.
So I opened my own office. God will have it. Eventually, he relocated to Abuja.
Okay.
It was in Lagos then. The wife had a job with Federal Ministry. Relocated to Abuja, and then I became the person in charge in Lagos.
In Lagos.
Yeah,
Yes. While you still run yours.
I still run my private business. It doesn't disturb me.
Okay.
I do the professional job. I still run my own private business. It doesn't disturb me.
Wow.
Because when you make money from salary or from whatever, from rendering professional services, you need to invest it.
It's true. That's part of the things you are going to talk about. Yes.
You need to invest it because jobs don't come always. Jobs don't come always. And if you don't invest it, during the time of drought, what will you do? During the time of famine, what will you do? So that is the thing. So you don't begin to dip hands into where you're not supposed to dip hands to do one or two things. So that's the thing.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
I love the fact that as you're just sharing the story, it feels like I wasn't there, but it feels like I am watching a movie. I'm just moving with you as you're sharing the story, and these are some of the things that young people in this present time need to come, like videos like this, because sometimes we just see some trending videos of people within our age group, or will I say the Gen Zs, and there is no much experience. But sharing your story with us, we are seeing how it happened to you, how it worked for you, and how you grew within the process. When you were talking about the job, your choice of career, we're talking about your life lessons to encourage people below age 40.
Okay.
Now, in this present time, we have many young people who have gone to the school, and it's like what they studied, they are not really finding that platform to exhibit what they studied. In this present Nigeria, the jobs are not coming, and you keep studying, you keep going to school, you keep learning. Will you advise that young people should just take any course in the university, or they should just pick any course that has to do with their passion, or they should pick a course that is lucrative? Because you had passion, and when you went into the job, you noticed that it was still paying, it is good for you. Would you have still been there if the payment is not fantastic?
Let me start this way. There are times I go to do some jobs, and my wife will get angry with me. They've not paid you. You don't care. I'll go and do jobs, go out of my way. She will begin to wonder, what kind of woman are you? They've not paid you, and you are doing this. And I do it because I have passion for it. I enjoy doing it. Now, as a student in the university, during holidays, it's only third terms at second semester. That's the long vac that will have IT.
Okay.
But throughout my days in the university, I worked. Even Christmas, Easter, I worked.
Wow.
I do anything. What I mean anything, at times I follow a land surveyor to the office, to the bush. I've gone to bush where I didn't see light. I didn't see sunlight. We were there, rain fell. We didn't even know that rain fell.
Wow.
There was no food to eat. It was mud water that I drank. I was carrying beacon.
Wow.
Yeah. I look for anything to do to keep myself busy. Even when I told the man I want to go with him, he said, you can't survive it. I said, no problem. Nothing will happen. So look for something. If you have passion for something,
yes, sir,
you'll find a way around it. No job is not paying. No job is not paying.
No job is not paying.
No. If you have passion for it, there must be a way. Most important thing is for you to add value. Give value. If you give value, will pay you.
Yes.
Like as I said, it's not as if there are some people who are estate surveyors too.
Yes.
Who are begging. Yes. Who are begging.
Wow. So it is not
It's
about
not,
the
no,
profession. It
it's
is
not.
about the person.
The person and the passion.
And
If
the
you have
person.
passion for whatever you are doing, whatever your career is,
Yes.
you will find a way around it.
Mm.
Now, every job has branches.
Mm.
You know,
Yes, sir.
in university, if you check the number of courses you study in university,
Yes.
probably you study something like between 30 to 40 courses
Yes.
before you graduate.
Yes, sir.
Only one of those courses or two of them can feed you for life.
It's true.
Even a broad course can feed you for life.
It's true.
Now I'm an estate surveyor.
Mm.
I make more money
Mm.
from doing legal aspect of the work that a lot of estate surveyors don't do.
Mm.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Because I have passion for what I do.
Yes.
My boss, if they ask him to do anything at Alausa to go and check papers, he doesn't go. He doesn't have that kind of time.
Mm.
He will call me. I will go.
Mm.
Go and verify this. Go and do search. Go and do that. They start to give more. That people who rent houses.
Mm.
I'll do the agreement. In fact,
Yes.
I prepare agreement for lawyers.
Mm.
Yes.
Wow.
It's only part of the course I did in university. It's a law course I did in university.
Yes.
Contract and tort.
Wow.
You know?
Because actually, when I first heard you speaking in the church, I actually thought you were a lawyer.
Somebody asked me the other day, am I a lawyer?
Yes.
Yeah, I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm an estate surveyor.
Mm.
But when I craft letters, you will think I'm a lawyer. Why?
Mm.
Because I have passion for what I do. I studied in university. I did the same courses that law students did. I did the same law, took the same exam with them.
Mm.
As it concerns anything that concerns property,
Yes.
law, property law,
Yes.
I know all of them.
Wow.
If you have passion for what you do, other things will fit in.
So with passion now, because we know that sometimes young people go to apply for a particular course they are passionate about.
Yeah.
But when they go to the university, they wouldn't be given that course. They are not given that course. Maybe I want to study, just as you said initially, that you applied for architecture,
yeah.
and you couldn't get architecture, so you had to fall back to estate. And so what if a person is passionate, for instance, about two different careers, and both careers were not given to the person in the university? So at the end of the day, the person feels frustrated and they tell you, okay, since you studied science, just study mathematics, and you have nothing, there is no passion in any way related to mathematics or mathematics education. How can someone like that find or grow passion with time and make that place lucrative in the future?
Now, when I wanted to study, what I wanted to study for this environment, it was my father that told me that architects have more money.
Okay.
You know, they tried pushing me to
architecture.
Architecture, that is one. Then, in terms of maybe the course you want to reach,
yes, sir,
eventually it wasn't what you
want. What you got.
You know, passion is not as if you ask me from my little experience, not as if yes, what your passion is what you love to do.
Yes, sir.
But you may discover that what you love at 16 or 18 may not be what you will love at 20. Yes. Because if more knowledge is made available, more information is made available to you, you may discover that you may change
your mind.
So my advice for somebody who finds himself in that kind of what I may call quagmire,
yes,
is for him to find a way to change his mind. You know?
So mindset is
important. Because you know we can grow our mindsets. Our mindset is not static. If with more information at your disposal, you can grow your mindset. You can change to what maybe I like this before, and then but I've now been exposed to this. There may be a reason. You know, I said, is God here? You may have a passion for something. You may feel you have a passion for something, but our destiny is in God's hands. If God doesn't know about that course, they won't give it to you. So the earlier you accept that, you know, there is this truism that acceptance or responsibility makes provision.
It's true.
When we accept responsibility, there's provision. If that person ends up coming to do mathematics, which he didn't like before, he will accept it. and begin to find a way around it on how
mathematics.
you can use that mathematics. Remember, the university you attend, as I said before, in Igbo language, university is called Mahadum. Mahadum means know everything.
Wow.
So we are not carved
Going
out
there to study, to limit yourself only on that.
That's why they have GST,
yes, GST courses. Yes, sir.
They take you through. You may come out to discover it's only a borrowed course that will feed you.
It's true.
You've studied mathematics education.
Yes.
You may come out to discover it's even a course you did in general studies that will feed you.
And sometimes even what you studied in secondary school. I remember when I was in secondary school, my father studied economics.
Okay.
So I was good with economics. Sometimes my teacher would even tell me, teach your classmates, do this. I was not in any way really doing anything that had to do with commercial class. I was in arts class.
Okay.
But today I am more into business. I studied education. I am not in education field. I am not doing anything related to that, but I am applying more of the things I learned in economics while in secondary school.
So you accept the situation you find yourself and make the best use out of it.
Yes.
Because if you don't, if the person does not, depression will set in, frustration will set in. Don't see anybody as the problem. Take care of yourself first.
Yes.
Accept it first. Then you find a way around it.
You
must have peace within yourself. If you are still grudging or begrudging because of the course you are doing, there is no way you can see the good side of that thing.
That thing is true.
As I said before, no course is bad.
It's just to find your way around that course.
You may not even practice that course. These days, people don't even work with their degrees.
That is it.
People don't work with their degrees. I know a lot of companies that these days, they don't ask you for qualification. They don't ask for qualification. All they ask you is to come, prove yourself. That's all. They don't ask for
and they will just train you to know the basics of the job.
And you see people flying when we are in school. Those who made first class are not those who are doing well. Yes, no. When you come to the
real life, yes, it is many of those who went to the streets and learned on the
gold. Because you see, they have step by step. They have street wisdom. They have step by step. They follow the rudiments. When they start encountering problems, they will know what to fall back on. But for those people who
first class is IQ, they just use their intelligence.
Most of those people who have first class, most of them
academic intelligence.
Most of them are averse to risk in real life.
It's true.
If you are, from my experience, they are averse to risk. They don't like taking risk.
It's true.
And if you don't take risk, you can't succeed.
Because I think this also happens because they are so intelligent. So almost anything they are doing, when it has to do with their academics, they are always getting it. So they do not have experiences of failure. So because they don't have much of those experiences around them, if that thing does not make sense to their intelligence, they dare not try.
They can't afford. They don't know how to absorb failure or what to make call failure. Though in real life, there's no failure. In real life, there's no failure. In real life, there's no failure.
So I've learned today.
No, in real life, there's no failure. Because failure is a state.
Yes.
You get what I mean? If in real life there's failure, none of us here will be talking. Because all of us would have been failures. Because at the time we failed. You failed to get up. I get what I mean?
Yes, sir.
A child is not doing well, they say no. It's in real life there's no failure. One can fail, get up. So those people, they don't want to fail because they've been succeeding. I remember one experience I had in school during my final year. It was a law course. I got into the hall for the first time because I wanted to get all the cases, when you quote the case, which year and whatever. So I read the daybreak, which I've never done before. And that same morning was the exam. I got to the exam hall. It was blank. I couldn't remember the case. I couldn't remember my cases again and all the rest of them. So, and for the first time from my first year, I didn't finish. For me to write the exam and I didn't finish. I felt that exam I will fail it. So I was troubled. You know, I became sick all of a
Wow.
sudden, and I still had other papers to take.
Hmm.
So I went home.
Hmm.
I was staying with an uncle then at Enugu,
Hmm.
who was working with the bank, was the manager with the bank. So we had access to free medical
Yes.
for him and his family. So I was part of the family.
Yes.
So I went to the hospital
Hmm.
and I saw the doctor. In fact, that day I saw the medical director, the owner of the hospital.
Yes.
So he schooled in London. He's an elderly man. So he began to ask me, you know, when he got to say, what are the symptoms? What happened? What happened?
Yes.
So as I began to tell him what happened and all that, the man started laughing. After laughing, he told me a similar story. And told me that when the result comes out, I should let him know what I got in the result. You know, I'm sure it was later I realized that the man didn't give me anything. He gave me all this white chalk because it got that nothing was wrong with me.
Yes.
But I believed him, and I took those white chalk and went back, and I was well. When the result came out, it was good.
You see?
I made a B. I
A
was
B.
yes. You know, so
Miracle working God.
so that showed me that you know what brought this was if you are good in your academics, the fear of to fail.
Yeah.
So when we really come into the world, most of them, or most of those, it's good to be good in academics, but in the real sense, when you come into the world, you must take risk.
It's true.
It's the high risk takers
That are on the
that makes success.
apex of life.
Yes. The worst case scenario, probably in terms of finance, you lose all the cash you have. But before now, what did I have?
Nothing.
Nothing. So
So that means one of the things that we should learn is, as young people, is that life is all about taking risks.
life is all about taking risks.
So before you get to age 40, it is expected that as you're coming up, you should be open to trying things and be ready to take risks. It might be successful.
Not harmful risks,
Harmful risks, yes.
not like carrying drug and whatever, not
No,
these
no,
all
no,
those
no,
ones,
no.
not
Yes,
harmful
yes.
risk. This risk can mean I must venture into probably
Something that is productive, that has good
business,
prospect.
good prospects. If it fails, fine, you try again or do some other one.
Or you look for something
Some of that, you don't
that fits
just
in.
sit there and be waiting to be spoon fed by your parents. By the time, if God help you, you graduate. By the time you are getting to 20, 25, though some of us didn't marry that early, but we have to travel abroad, come back before we married. But 20, 25, 27, you should settle down.
You see, yeah, that's one thing I want to also ask again.
Yes.
Because now, because of the challenge we're having, we know there is like almost global economic meltdown.
Yeah.
So this is affecting many of the youths.
Yeah.
And as you said, it is one of our desires that at age 25, a young person should have put some of these things you talked about in place, should have known his career direction, should have set a path for himself. But now we see that at age 25, especially in Nigeria, some of us might just be gaining admission to go to the university because JAM has been jamming them. So the person has written JAM countless times, and one of the requirements to secure admission is you must pass your JAM. And sometimes even if you pass your JAM, the cutoff point might place you at a disadvantage because there are other people who had higher score and they are picked and all these events that happen, and this makes our growth in life slow down. So at age 25, this person is thinking of how to go to the university and does not even know what to make up of the course he or she will study. At age 30, this person does not even know what to place his hand on. So how will young people begin to help themselves so they don't get married at a very advanced age and it begins to affect their productivity while they are growing up?
Now it's 16 years for getting to the university.
Yes.
Minimum.
Yes, sir.
During that one time, I think it was, I think 20 years or thereabout. And then JAMB was more difficult then than it is now.
It is now.
Yes, because there were less universities. Now there are more universities private universities, state universities, and then it was only federal universities we had.
Yes.
So we can count them at our fingertips. And now we can come to a state, you have even 3 universities, 4 universities in a particular state.
Yes.
So they have more chances now of getting admission.
Yes, sir.
That is for that.
Yes, sir.
And then for somebody who is 25, waiting to get admission, let me just say this, even though some people may disagree with me or whatever, everybody must not go to the university. It's not for everybody. Everybody must not go to the university. If everyone goes to the university, those who have handwork, what will happen? So some people will learn handwork,
yes,
and they will do well. Some people will learn trading, and they will do well. The most important thing is the work of your hands. The Bible says, I'm going to bless the works of your hands. You know, say I'm going to bless your certificate or your degree.
Yes.
You know, some people may not go to the university and they will still do well in life. Instead of waiting till 25 to enter the university, still not better the person look for something to
enroll in a skill,
vocational training.
So while the admission trading, comes, you can still go back.
Eventually you still want to, you can. Some people do adult program now.
Yes, sir.
If you must do it, some people do adult program. By then you be paying for your school fees. Like when I did my MBA, I paid for my school fees. It was then it was very expensive then because it was an executive MBA. Yes. I go to classes in the evening. Yes, and I drive to school. That time we had all these MDs of banks. We were lecturers.
Wow.
Yes. And most of us come from our different offices. You see people, driver will bring them, they will sit at the back of the car. They are executives. Me, I was a private businessman. You know? But that was when I did my MBA.
Yes, sir.
If I have gone through, when I finished my first degree, I would have gone through as a student. My parents probably would have paid, sponsored me. Yes. Even though my project supervisor, when I was looking for that admission before I traveled abroad, when I met him, he said he was going to pay for your fees. I said, my parents, he was angry. He said, are you crazy? Your parents will pay for your fees. Let them look for something. I said, exactly what you're saying now. I said, I didn't see any job. I said, I didn't see any job. So you know what he did?
So that means the issue of job scarcity
didn't start today. I told the man, there. Yes, I've been there. I told the man I didn't see any job. So you know what he now gave me his card. He sent me to go and meet an estate surveyor in town. That man will not give me work, but the man will put me through. I want to go and meet the estate surveyor in town. I gave him the card. Said, okay, you are welcome. He told me that there's no job. There were 2 people who were with him in his office. He told me that these 2 people now have offices here. They are like under me, but I don't give them work. They are doing the same program which you want to do. When work comes out, all of us will go and do the work. We share.
Wow.
But I don't pay them salary. You know?
Yes,
you can join them. You can be coming to the office. If there's work, you do. But I'm sure work will come. That was what he told me. I began to come to the office. When he now discovered that I could drive, then
yes, sir.
The man will always be quarrel with his driver.
So you will take over?
So I will take over the driving. In town, in Enugu where I schooled, I became a driver. The man was at the back, and the man smokes. And my colleagues who I graduated with will see me driver. You know?
Yes.
Because as far as they are concerned, I'm a driver.
Yes,
once at the back, I'll drive him.
Yes, sir.
Enugu is a small place. People will be seeing me.
Yes, sir.
But I ignore the shame.
Because you still, aside from the driving, you were still learning something that was still related to your profession and
career. The man is an estate surveyor. Yes. So I'm learning under him. But I became a driver. People complain to my uncle that I've become a driver. My uncle was a manager in the bank. You know, that they see me around town driving one man. So my uncle was like, so it wasn't long the man got a job in Tarakoye Mills. At times, the ones we have now, we're not ready to bend down. We're not ready to humble ourselves.
This is supposed to be a very loud message because this generation...
The man had a party in his house one time. He was chairman of whatever. He had a party in his house one time. And all the state surveyors came from the state branch. I was serving. Yes, I was a servant boy.
Wow.
You know, oh, I was a servant boy. Even before that time, I've worked. I worked with WAEC office. Yes, I worked with WAEC office when I graduated. When I finished my secondary school, I worked with WAEC office in Enugu before I entered university. You know, and my parents didn't have any hand in getting that job for me.
That means you have been sourcing from early stage. You have been sourcing for things for yourself.
Relationship.
So that means like should be one of the things that we should pay attention to. As we're growing up, we should make efforts to build solid relationships. Because sometimes we could just be in our house. How will I even know that there is an opportunity somewhere if I do not have the network that can remember to call me?
I didn't even bother. I was just, when I finished secondary school, we were looking for admission. So while doing that, this my friend who left secondary school together. We met in primary school, sir. Not in the same school. We met at quiz.
Yes.
They were doing inter-school competition quiz.
Yes.
So we met at the radio house in quiz. He was representing his own school. I was representing my school. We met there, and it was, I think it was either semi-final or final. They defeated us.
Yes, sir.
He was the leader of their group. I was the leader of my group.
Yes, sir.
And by the time we met in secondary school, unfortunately or fortunately, they put us in the same class. So it was competition between two of us.
The two of you.
I felt, you think you are more intelligent than me because you at school won my school in primary school.
Yes.
And you are the leader. Now I'm going to show you this class
that you will take over.
So that was how, well, it was a heady competition. We finished secondary school. He now got this job in WAEC office because he was living with not with his parents.
Okay.
I think he was either a house boy or something. I don't know. But they were not willing to train him further.
Okay.
So he was disadvantaged. You know. Some of the days he now asked me, "Don't you want to work?" I said, "Work what?" I beg me. He said, WAEC is employing. Apply now. So I applied with one of my friends. We had written interview. People that came for that interview were so many, maybe up to 1,000 or whatever. I can't remember.
Wow.
In a secondary school, the interview was aptitude test. So I felt they've taken the people they want to take. But I saw a crowd of them. But after the interview, they invited 24 of us for an interview. I didn't even go. There was him that called me and say my name because he works in WAEC office.
Yes,
my
so
name is in the list.
name.
I should come now. I came, saw the thing, saw the date, came for the oral interview.
Wow. And
when I came for the oral interview, when they asked me why do you want to work in WAEC office, I won't forget that question. And I told them why I want to work in WAEC office that each time people will take an exam and they will fail and they will say WAEC failed them. So I want to come in and know whether WAEC fails us or whether we fail ourselves. They started laughing.
But that's a very reasonable response.
I didn't bother. When I take me, they don't take me.
Yes.
I want to put it to them.
That was an honest and reasonable response too.
And they said I should come and work in WAEC office. So that was how I started work there. It was that connection from primary school that took me to WAEC office.
So, but with this connection, what will we say to parents? Because there are some parents that do not allow their children to build like connection with people. They always like cage their children. You know, after secondary school, you were still in touch with your friend. But there are parents who you are to go to school, come back. If you're done with school, you are not going to work. The children are not street smart. They don't even know how to go from here to there. Anything the children would do, the parents would take them there by themselves. So how do children like that? Because that is a common thing in this present time. Parents are scared. If I just let them go, maybe they will kidnap the child, or they would. How do this kind of children who are restrained by their parents, how do they still build the kind of network that you were able to build so it can help them in the future?
Circumstances have changed. Circumstances have changed these days, but it still doesn't stop that because, like, if, for example, you are a friend of my ward,
yes, sir,
and my ward comes to visit you, I will ask you to come to my place. I want you to come to my place. I want to know you. You know, I want to know you.
Yes.
So it's not as if all the friends we have in school are wonderful. I still remembered one of us. Then I was in I said junior. When then we didn't have junior secondary. I can't remember that it's class 4 then. It's class 4. And we were together. They were friends also. We were together, and they were smoking. Because I wouldn't smoke, you would smoke and pour the thing inside my school uniform. The smoke inside my school uniform.
Yes.
There. Because he knows that once I come home, my mother was a housewife then. She would be the one to open the door for me.
Yes.
And that his calculation was, if my mother opens the door for me, if you perceive, she will not begin to beat me. And if you beat me and I didn't do it, I will know children. I will not be forced. I will not to let me do nonsense. I will do it
since you beat me.
But it didn't work. You know? So
the foundation was right just as you started.
So that's it. So that's why some parents don't allow their children to mix up, so much. So there are still some who are bad influence, but the foundation has to be right. So parents should just make sure they, instead of restricting the children, make the foundation right.
Let them see the kind of friends the children have. So they should pay attention to the kind of network their children are building. So again, I want you to also help us look at the area of investment before one gets to age 40, because it is said that life begins at 40. So before one gets to age 40, what are those things that you think one should begin to invest into? When we talk about investment, what kind of investments do you suggest that young people should pay attention to and begin to learn about them?
As an estate surveyor and valuer, where we are is the earth. And the greatest investment in life is everybody uses the earth. We are born on the earth, buried on the earth.
Yes.
Everybody uses the earth. Your parent is the earth, your parent.
Too. Yes, sir.
Churches are on the earth.
On the earth.
Businesses, everything rolls on the earth.
We walk on the earth.
Walk on the earth. So whatever one is doing, the greatest investment you will have is investment on the earth. Fire does not burn it. It does not diminish. Rather, it appreciates. As a kid growing up, I had investment. I had stocks.
Yes, sir.
Though I learned that one from my father. I had shares. I remember one of the shares I bought when I was in university for 100 naira. African Petroleum, when they were doing this thing, I bought 100 naira. What? Then that 100 naira was my feeding money for 1 month. So since I got paid from whatever, so I kind of saved that 1 month money to buy that. It was 1 naira per share.
Per share. So you got 100.
No, 50 kobo per share. 50 kobo was 50 kobo per share. So I bought 200 shares. Though shares are good, but at times, depending on how the economy goes. So if you have some little money, you can put it in shares and leave it there.
Okay, sir.
I probably bought, I bought, I think, Zenith Bank those days, all those First Bank, PZ.
Yes, sir.
I bought, that was the time I was trading on it. But with the help of a stockbroker.
Yes, sir.
We'll buy, we'll sell, we'll buy, we'll sell. Shares, investment in shares is good.
Okay.
Apart from real estate.
Okay.
Then, I said before, real estate for me is the king.
Yes, because that is where we're dealing on the earth.
That's where we're dealing on the earth. Knowledge and information is power.
Power.
The things we've learned in school, some of them have become obsolete.
It's true.
In my profession, one of the features of real estate investment, if you write an exam, they will give you very big good. It's real estate investment involves huge capital outlay. That's one of the features of real estate investment. Now, if you write it in an exam, you fail it.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. No longer involves huge capital outlay. The same money used in buying shares can use to invest in real estate. Yes. You must not have millions to invest in real estate. A lot of companies have come up now that will allow you to invest as little as 100,000 naira in real estate and make your profit. You buy a part of real estate as if you are buying shares. as if you're buying shares. You know,
Yes, sir.
you buy with 100,000 naira,
Mm.
they will give you a return of 40%
Mm.
for 12 months.
Wow.
For 12 months.
Yes.
So, even as a student, you can do that.
Yes.
You know, you mustn't have the whole millions. You can be doing it. Maybe somebody at 25, 18, 20, 25 doing it. In the next 6, 7 years, you see how much the money will grow.
Money has grown too.
And it doesn't disturb you. While you're sleeping, the money is growing.
Growing.
So all you need to do is to buy that volume of 100,000, for example. They will give you a contract of sale between you and them that you bought 10 square meters in a particular estate.
Yes.
They will give you check of 140,000. That's 100,000 plus 40,000
profit
for 1 year.
Yes.
And then they'll give you receipt. That posited check, on that day, you slot it in and collect your 140,000.
Wow. I am also learning. I'm not up to 40. I have learned how to make another money.
So you can roll it over and over and over. You know, it's like you are buying part of, even let's say it's this building now. You buy part of it. Small. Other people buy into it.
Yes.
Small. One will ask, what do they do with this money?
Money, yes.
Because it's not pawn scheme. You know, in those during our time, we didn't have this.
Yes, it's true.
Now, what they do with this money? What they do with this money is, for example, now you are selling soap.
Yes, sir.
Or selling biscuits. If you want to buy a carton of biscuits, they tell you 3,000, 4,000 naira. Case may be.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want to buy 1,000 cartons, it cannot be 4,000 naira.
Yeah.
It will come down.
It will come down
because you are buying bulk purchase.
Bulk purchase, yes, sir.
Wholesale.
Yes, sir.
You still buy land wholesale. This company, what they do is that when they get this money, they buy land wholesale.
Okay.
They buy land in hectares.
Okay.
And cheap. The land may be in their hand for maybe a plot, maybe 40, 50, 100,000.
Yes.
They will start selling for 500,000. As they are selling, they are making road, they are doing fence. The value is appreciating
because they are bringing facilities, amenities into them, and making it attractive for people to pay higher.
So within that 1 year, that estate which they sold for 500,000, within that 1 year, may end up being sold for 1.5 million. And you bought, assuming you invested 500,000, for example.
Yes, sir.
And the estate is now selling for 1.5 million.
And they are giving you only 40%.
So what they're going to get is 700,000, which is 200,000.
Yes.
So they don't have a reason for not paying you. They have a reason for not paying you. You know,
yes,
people use it to pay children's school fees. People use it to pay house rent.
And even build house.
And even build house. You know, from that same investment, that same trading. They call it property trade. They call it, actually, what they call is land banking.
Okay.
That's the common name, land banking. That's what people do.
So this particular knowledge is not for only people who are young. Even people who are older, who are looking for businesses that they can venture into.
A lot of people are doing it. A lot of people are doing it. A lot of older people are doing it.
Yes.
Some people are doing it. I know people are doing it who want to build maybe a house in the village or in Lagos. They want to start in 2 years' time. They begin to run this, to accumulate money to be able to do that. Some do it to wait for their container to come in. Because once container come in, for those who are traders, to clear it, they need a lot of money. So some of them, they set this money aside towards that.
Okay.
The other beautiful thing is, when we studied in school, asset management, there's something, when you moved in here, did you pay caution fee?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, caution fee is meant for repairs.
Repairs, yes, sir.
But you may be surprised that by the time the person that left here paid caution fee, people have come now to pay caution fee.
Yes.
Now, the proper thing, when we were at school, what they taught us is that there's what you call this expenditure you need to make, maybe in future expenditure. You set money aside in what you call sinking fund.
Okay.
SF.
Okay.
That sinking fund is something like this caution fee. When somebody pay caution fee in a property,
yes, sir,
you should put it aside into something like this investment. Maybe the person pays 300,000 caution fee.
Yes.
You put it here to give you maybe 40%. If you are doing for more than one, if you are doing for 18 months, we will give you 60%, 70%. you are doing for 2 years, I can give you 80%. Are you get what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So that when the person is moving out, you can pick that money to do those repairs. It may not be enough, but it will go a long way.
A long way.
Because of inflation.
So this particular one is going to be helpful to landlords.
Exactly.
Or property owners.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. But most of the time when you give the money, either the agent is the money, because most of the time it's not a professional, but landlord is the money, and forgets he has eaten the money. By the time the repairs needs to be done, they start asking the tenant to bring money. You'll be calling the landlord will be saying it doesn't have money.
Yes. And even if the landlord saves the money, it might not have much value.
It won't have value. Where are you going to put it? Is it not bank you are going to put it? Meanwhile, if you put it in an investment like this, in the next 1 year, that 300,000, for example, if it's 300,000, so maybe up to 500,000, like this houses in Lekki, they even pass much as 1 point something million. Put it in that kind of sinking fund. In the next 1 year, 40% of it, you know what's going to be?
Yes.
2 point something million.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you do for more than which the tenant is not likely to pack out after 1 year.
Obviously.
So you can still turn it over again. Before you know it, you get to 3 million, 4 million. It's enough to do all the repairs you want to do. You know, so there are some of these things we don't need all the. You know, there's certain things that we. How would I put it? We give ourselves headache. Yes, somebody may say talk is cheap, but some of these things are practical, and some of them I do them. So I know they're practical. You know.
It means that if time permits you another time, you will host you again to talk to us about real estate and share information. In case you have companies that are into this, you can also share with people who might want to try something like that.
No problem.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
I'll be glad and willing to do that.
Oh, he said he will come back. Oh, so please. We wouldn't wait to have you for that one.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
So we learned a lot. This video is going to go up as long as it is because there are so many things he shared with us here. And thank goodness he said he would be free to come back anytime we also need him to share knowledge with us in the real estate industry. And I think that will be a very, very crucial one for everybody. If you have been watching this video to this moment, I know you must have learned 1 or 2 things. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider clicking on the subscribe button. So when he comes again, you can be notified when that video goes up on the channel. Yes. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching this video to this moment. I hope you learned 1 or 2 things here. If you know this video blessed your life, kindly share this video with young people who can learn. Keep checking on this channel as we bring more informative videos your way. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
God bless you, sir.
Bless you,
sir.
too.
Yes, sir.